The Hebrew word translated tithe literally means a tenth. In Old Testament times, tithing was commanded by God on the basis that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and those who dwell therein, as in Psalms 24:1. Now, through the tithe, people of God acknowledged that God owned all things and that He was sovereign over them. Now, withholding tithes and offerings from God was tantamount to robbing God, as in Malachi 3, verses 8 to 10. Now, no verse in the New Testament, however, specifies that believers should give a 10% of their income to the church. Yet this should not be also mistaken or taken out of context that we are not, as church members, to support the church financially. You see, the New Testament emphasis seems to be on what we might call grace giving. We are to freely give as we have freely received, and we are to give as we are able, as in 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 12. For some of this will mean it's less than 10%, but for others, who God has materially blessed, it will mean much more than 10%. To develop a right attitude about giving to the church, we must first give ourselves to the Lord. The early church is a good example. They gave themselves first to the Lord and then by the will of God to us. 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 5. Only when we have given ourselves to the Lord will we have a proper perspective of money. And all that we have belongs to God. So there is no portion set aside. God owns all that we have.